So you're accused of using and exhibiting a deadly weapon, namely a...
Right from the start, the judge isn't just reading charges, he's building a case for why this defendant poses a serious public threat. Notice the emphasis on the weapon and prior convictions. This isn't just a routine hearing, it's the judge setting the tone for what may become a life-changing decision.
Handgun to commit this assault where apparently beat on the door and pointed a handgun.
This detail is critical. Physically entering someone's home and pulling them out is not just assault, it elevates everything to aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and potentially even home invasion. The stakes have just skyrocketed.
And reached inside the residence, forcibly pulled the victim out. And you have a prior conviction in 2019 of being a felon in possession of a firearm out of Harris County. You know that, and you have a felony before that.
The judge is subtly building a narrative, not a one-time mistake. This is a pattern of behavior. In legal terms, this is devastating for the defense because prior convictions are used to justify harsher bond conditions and sentencing enhancements.
So you know that weapons and misuse of weapons have their consequences. And this states, according to the grand jury, you threatened somebody at their home, burst through their home, used a deadly weapon, namely a handgun. Again, you're getting in trouble. No, you have to have a GPS device. If you can't afford it, you go to jail. Okay? You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's all I got to say to you. No, I'm not tolerating misuse of firearms. And that seems to be your track record.
The judge is subtly building a narrative, not a one-time mistake. This is a pattern of behavior. In legal terms, this is devastating for the defense because prior convictions are used to justify harsher bond conditions and sentencing enhancements.
You can shake your head all day long. Don't shake your head at me. You understand? That's the court's order. Do you have a GPS now or not?
No,
Then sit over there. Thank you. You're not leaving until we know that the community can be.
This moment is a turning point. The judge is no longer just considering the defendant's rights, he's prioritizing public safety. In legal terms, that signals the judge is leaning toward detention over release.
Safe when you're walking about misusing firearms. Shame on you. Tell Mr. Adams that we're here. There's a hearing, and I'm going to place his client in jail because he doesn't have the GPS device. That's important. He can't be trusted to amble about the community. He's got too many misuse of firearm charges that keep him from being safe to others. Thank you.
Does Mr. Adams need to come down?
Yeah, we got to deal with this.
all
Right. Yeah, we're going to put him in custody right now. Thank you. All right. This is an issue on, who's here for in this case, Briscoe? If anybody.
The GPS requirement isn't just a formality. It's a legal tether, a way for the court to monitor a high-risk individual. When the defendant claims he can't pay, he's basically choosing between financial hardship and jail time.
It's a GPS device issue. He can't afford, but his file.
You still have it or no?
No.
Here.
Hold on.
I got it. Filter both, yes.
The problem we have here is that he is charged with the use or exhibition of a deadly weapon. He is previously convicted of felon in possession of a weapon, which means he had a felony before this 2019 conviction occurred. I don't know what that is, but what I see here is again misuse of a weapon that resulted in a conviction out of Harris County, and then here is misuse of a deadly weapon, namely a handgun, again alleged in this indictment. Now, I've ordered him to have a GPS device because I want to know where he is, and I want to be able to check on him to make sure that he isn't even within breathing distance of a firearm, because he has proven unworthy of being trusted not to use a firearm irresponsibly. You can't even touch one. It's a crime. Touch it, you got it. You got another crime. The GPS device was something that I want to know where he is, and this court believes is hardly too much to ask for the safety of the community when you've been convicted of misuse of a firearm before, and then now again another aggravated assault with the use of a weapon. Notice the states it's saying. Let's see. Approached him, advised the defendant was brandishing a black handgun, pointing at him, stating he would kill him. The victim was in fear of serious bodily injury, entered the residence, and it was shortly after that the defendant began to beat on the door. Somebody opened the door, and the defendant pointed the handgun at the person and used his hand to reach inside the residence and forcibly pull the person out. So misuse of a firearm is alleged. Yeah, the GPS device is, I want to know where he is because he is proven untrustworthy to have weapons. I just wish there was a device we could have that he could carry around that alarms anytime he gets near a firearm, but we don't have such a device. So I want to know where he is, because I'm going to think if there's misuse of a firearm around town, my first instinct is to think Alex must be up to something. So yeah, you've got to have a GPS device, and you're going to have to stay at home unless you go to work, go to the doctor, go to get food, the necessities to and from your home in the most direct route possible. That's hardly a lot to ask for when you have a criminal history like this, sir. We're going to keep the community safe as best I can from people who are irresponsible, especially with the misuse of